Good evening and welcome to another Wednesday night hobby stream. It's just me for the moment. I'm Simon, hello. Rick will be joining us in just a moment, but he's running late as he's just been back providing taxi service for Kieran, so we'll be on as soon as he can. This week I'm carrying on with the Harry Potter miniatures that I started getting the final touches on last week, so I've just been applying a quick dose of liquid skill null oil to their bases, and it's already brought the flagstones up really nicely. Let's bring up Mr. Lupin, who's mostly already dried, so you can see as that fades in, it gets in all the cracks nicely. We'll probably give that another coat over, but this batch bar herself are pretty much nearly done. I just need to put a couple of other different coloured washes onto the purples, because I've got a nice purple tone. To bring up the detail on those. And yeah, how's everyone's weeks? If you're already watching in the chat, hope it's been good. Hello, Blood, Guts and Gory, good evening. Nice to have a viewer in and on the chat so early on. Yeah, hope you've had a good week so far. Are you painting anything at the moment? Well, we'll wait to see if they answer that. Let's just get the last bit on this, and then I think my plan for this evening is going to be put these last couple of washes on here, and then yeah, maybe get some of the other Harry Potter miniatures out and give them the same treatment, because I was able to get these ones up fairly fast last time, and I'd like to square these all the way so that the wife can have her finished set, which would be nice. We haven't got the entire range of them, just the first few releases, because I stopped buying them for when I realised it was going to be me ending up painting them, in all honesty. There we go, right, so that's that 10 with their null oils on. Let's see who we're at while that dries. What about you? Unicorn. So the how did the speed run didn't go well, or the tournament didn't go well? Speaking of which, if you're on our Discord, you can always chuck pictures of your sisters up in the miniatures channel there, and give everyone else a look at what you've been painting. It's always nice to see what someone else has been doing. Yeah, I've never been a particularly big 40k tournament player. I always tend to end up playing more casual events. I enjoy the rolling dice and having fun part more than the crushing your opponent. So I've said it on this stream a fair few times. Equally happy to lose, providing I've had a good time. Where was the tournament? That's the other question. So let's see how this brown Seraphim sepia wash comes onto the unicorn there. Should start to give him a... I know there's another tournament down Haverfordwest way that I'm supporting through the store, which is the Courage and Honour charity tournament that they've run for the last few years. But yeah, I know a few of the locals head on down to that one. Part of me is regretting this because I quite like the white that I had the unicorn in, but part of me thinks a more roan unicorny colour will get it. I'll probably go over. Ha ha ha, curse the AdMech. And there I thought you were going to say it was the tower that was a problem, but I guess it depends on who brings what to an event. No, I've not been down to Firestorm for about a year now. Maybe, well, no, it's got to be more than that because of COVID and all that. So, but yeah, I do like it down there. Used to be where I gamed before I opened my shop, so fond memories of living in Cardiff and going there while it was still in the smaller Trade Street premises, and they must be about geared up to move venue now, which I'll be making a trip down to see once they're in. Yeah, we do like them down in Firestorm there. Cracks on here. There we go. Hello Sam, how are we going? Another one. Hopefully Sam's not too tired from her day of auntie duties. We were chatting just before I came on stream, and yeah, apparently the kids have been going out. Excuse me 2 seconds folks, that's my door, so I'm just going to leave the stream running, but pause my audio for a second. I'm going to find out who's delivering things to me this time of night. Back in a minute.
Right, it's five. Well, you've got there's one in your bag anyway to check it against. It's five sweats and no, whatever. It's on there anyway.
That's cool. No, it's just. Apologies folks, of all things, that was the kids' school uniform for next year being delivered, so entirely random and a random time to do it, but what the hey. Right. Yeah, I don't know, I'm looking at this sepia tone, and I quite like the effect, but I'm also sort of regretting not leaving it pure white. We shall see. But yeah, no holiday with the kids. The kids get the holiday. They've been having a nice time, but the parents work double speed, don't they? Ricky is along in a moment, but he's I think he's only just got back in from running Kieran back. I think there was a bunch of traffic on the way, so he's just getting himself set up, and he'll be in as quickly as he can. But it's all good. I will waffle along as best as I'm able till he joins us, and throw shades at these. New meaning of throwing shade, I guess. There we go. Leave that dry and see how it comes up, and then see whether we're painting it back to white. Might as well get the base shaded as well while I'm at it. Tonight will be entirely sponsored by putting shades on things. So feel free to ask questions away in the chat, or generally give me things to waffle about, because otherwise I'm just going to be painting a lot of non-oil, which might not be the most entertaining wash, but yeah, Ricky will be along in a bit, and it's always easier chatting to someone else as well. I imagine they had to have fairly limited numbers because of the sort of the way the COVID rules are set, but we shall see. Yeah, that makes sense, because I think the Welsh limit was like 30, and they probably had to count the tournament organisers and bits and bobs in that, so 30 for a single event sounds about right. Oh yeah, I mean, when we reopen the shop, we're going to be having masks the entire time as well, because with the sort of 7th of August government brainwave, basically we're responsible rather than the government are responsible for deciding what's a risk and what's not, and yeah, you either err on the side of caution or sort of who knows. But yes, I can imagine it gets awful warm standing over a table all day. Plenty of times to pop off to the bar though. That's the answer. yeah, no, I'm looking forward to things like UK Games Expo next year, because I think once we're a year through this, it'll all start to settle down a lot. And things will start to be getting back to properly normal. This year is going to be basically a feeling our way year for everyone, I think, and sort of making sure we're doing things right while also complying with the government's suggestions and or directives. And I've got to make sure not to dip my paint in my beer rather than in my wash tub, because that would be a bit of a mistake. There we go. So you on the way. Oh yeah, Magic Fest is it's quite a big one. I imagine that one's going to wait a little while longer, because even the places that are holding events at the moment are still keeping them fairly low key at the moment. But yes, right. So what else needs Seraphim Sepia while we've got it out? No, we need the purple tone for that. Blues and purples. Oh yeah, definitely. We I think once we're going to start up in the shop with Casual Commander Friday tournaments again, and then once we're sort of seeing how it's all going after a couple of weeks, we'll start programming some bigger events. Hey, there's a Ricky. I shall just drop myself back to a smaller screen so he can come.
Hold on for a second. I've just
still plugging things in, is it?
Hmm?
Still plugging things in, is it?
Yeah. So because I'm running late, I decided that I'm going to rather than paint, I'm going to glue. I'm going to do some basing on my ogres. So
makes sense. No, we've just been chatting about tournaments, events, and things starting to get a bit more back to normal and such like as well. So
just found a base. Okay, so I've got my stones.
Yeah, speaking of basing, I really should get around to doing more than just a painted base on my Imperial Guard at some point, but man, there's so many of them, I really don't fancy that job.
Okay, so I got a Growling Earth, a Growling Earth, a Growling Badland, Zombie Dust, Texture, Armageddon Dust. I was hoping that I had Sterling Mud. I thought I had some, and that's why I didn't pick it up when I was just in your shop.
Dope. And I'm guessing the answer to that is no, you did not.
I do not, by the look of it.
Can you add some brown into one of your Agrelans if you've got multiple Agrelans?
Yeah, could do, I guess. So, I was thinking that these ogres would be, they wouldn't have a nice, like, pitch like Reichland Reavers or anything like that. It would be more a mud, it'd be more a mud hole, basically.
Yeah.
So,
excuse me, folks, I just got to drop out a second.
A rocky mud hole instead of a nice,
on
kept pitch. So, what I was planning on doing was having, was going to do some like mud base I found. I don't know what it's from, but it will come in handy because, you know, you never have too many. Yeah, so what I was planning on doing was having some of these stones and like some clumps of grass, but it was going to be like rocky underfoot. So, these are the guys I painted up on stream a while back. So as Simon was saying, we were getting back to normal-ish. So if you're in the Swansea area and you do fancy having a go at Blood Bowl, we are planning on starting a league based in the Gamers, starting in September. So it gives you a month to get ready, get yourself used to the new rules, get used to the new rules and all of that stuff. So yeah, so that's the idea. I've got this stuff going. So like, that's what my plans are for the time being, is to get these guys ready. So I'm going to be playing as my Ogre team, because I haven't played as Ogres yet. I won the last league, not to brag or anything. But yeah, with my Orcs. So I thought this time, because I've already...
Go for something that hits a little less hard. Oh, no, wait.
Yeah. Oh, no, but like, they got Bonehead.
Yeah.
So, they're not a tier 1 team.
Yeah.
I can't open my thing. Yeah, Sam injured my trot, one of my black orcs, and basically made him a really bad lineman.
Nice.
Or was it my troll you injured, Sam? And he made him a really bad black orc. That's the way around, I think it was. So the glue, my super glue, is stuck.
Oh no, it's the worst. Right.
To the lid.
So now I'm back. I can put you back.
Yeah, troll. So like, can't open this bloody lid. So
we've had a bit of a disrupted stream so far. I've had one phone call from the wife, and that was just now, and also a delivery driver as well. So I'm doing well this evening because there's Ree's popped over her mother's for this evening to do bits and bobs. So I'm home alone with the kids. So I've got one ear out for them, one ear out for the door, one ear out for the cat going berserk. It's all good fun.
So yeah, if you are interested in Blood Bowl, and you're in the Swansea area, get in touch with us. Probably best bet is to go into the one of the gaming room pages on Facebook for the Gamers Emporium. But
I'll stick a link up for that now. 2 seconds.
And then we can add you to Blitz.
If I just put the link direct for Blitz up.
Blitz is an invite-only group. That was the only reason why I didn't say go look for Blitz.
Should be undoable because I think. 2 seconds, I'll see what I can do.
Yep, that super glue is not opening. I don't want to open one of these tubes, just for one.
Just for one thing.
Think? Good try. I know it's paint on them, but maybe the plastic glue will work. What do you reckon?
Plastic glue, unlikely. What are you gluing to what? Sorry.
This guy's come off his base. It's just
Yeah, you should be able to plastic glue him back. That shouldn't be
Yeah. Watch now, I won't be able to open the plastic glue. Oh, no, that came off easy enough. Yeah, so...
There we are. There's the direct link for the Blitz group. You should be able to stick a join request into it ongoing and then approve it, because as far as I remember it was set up by Miles, but while he was a staff member, so he set it up as one of the store groups rather than as a private group. So
right.
Yeah, it should still work the same way the rest of our groups do, in that you go to the page, stick a join request on, and then one of the staff approve it. So should not be a problem.
Yeah, so and we've got quite a few people who seem really interested in playing at the moment this time. So
That could be cool.
so
And Blood Bowl's a nice easy one in that sort of the games don't take forever, so you can get a league through in a comparatively don't take forever. They're not sort of...
No, it's that thing of they can take long. It's going to take a while when we first start off because, you know, people learning rules and stuff like that. But afterwards, you're pretty much set.
Yeah, you can fly through it once you know what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I guess that's the same with most games, because I'd imagine until I got myself back up to speed, I probably wouldn't do terribly well in a 40k tournament because of time constraints. But I remember a time a couple of editions back where me and my buddy Neil could get through a 2,000 point game in 2 hours because we just knew what we were doing and what was on the table and what we had and what it did. So
yeah, and like when you watch battle reports, you see them, like you see the people who are doing the battle reports just basically, they know if something is going to live or die. If they know something's definitely going to die, they don't even roll a dice, do they? They just go, okay, we know that's dying, so then you can move on and get the game done a bit quicker, I guess. So that
yeah, I mean, even without sort of abstracting sort of assumed failures, you can still move along quickly. Just if you don't have to go and check your codex every 2 minutes or.
yeah,
sort of.
I was just thinking, like more like if you've got, it's like normally if it's something like a squad of Gretchen going up against some custodies.
Oh no! See, I'd roll for that every time because the one time that the Gretchen do it, it's going to be hilarious. I remember a game back in Cardiff where one of my friends, I think it was like a stealth suit, Tau stealth suit, held off like an entire squad of gene stealers for like 3 turns running. It was glorious. It was just like, how is he not dead? And sort of how is he slowly whittling these monkeys down? But, yeah, no, that's the sort of thing I live for in war games is the crazy hap stance and the I will tell my friends this over a beer another time.
Yeah, it's like when I was playing Kieran Jenkins, and he just like one of our first games, and he ended up naming like the 2 Marines that I just couldn't kill. The Golden Lovers. Yeah, he just came up. See, he's just watching, and it's like
Yep.
I threw like so many boys at those stupid Grey Knights, and they just didn't do anything. I also chucked, I think, 3 vehicles at Caldo Drago, and he punched them all to death.
Oh man.
It's Sam going with a toughness 5. Yeah, Sam, he's going to have a new codex next week. And then he'll be the new... Well, technically the Orc codex isn't out yet.
Yeah, there's a lucky few of you that got beast snagger boxes currently whooping it up with your toughness 5 and all your exciting things.
He's going with his 2 wound bloody Grey Knights. And 1,000 Suns. They built a box just for him.
It's like, well, yes, I will have a box of that. Don't mind if I do.
No finding anyone to share with. They just went, Kieran Jenkins plays these 2 armies. Let's put a box out for him.
It will definitely be. Yes. Now, where's my squats and tyrannid box? That's what I...
Well, I guess for squats, it's the Caradon box.
Yes.
And for Tyranids, You'll have to wait till 10th edition, and they'll be
Yeah.
the main bad guys.
Like Eldar dipped out in the last 2 editions, so they might get something this one. So yeah, Tyranids can wait for a bit.
Yeah. Eldar? Are they an army?
Some people still like the Harlequins, I guess.
Yeah. Oh well, the Harlequins are the only and the Dark Eldar, whatever Drukari, they're pretty strong at the moment.
Yeah, mine is the hibernating, but more through lack of opportunity to play, because they're actually one of my few mostly painted armies. So I do quite enjoy busting them out. But yeah, I've tended to get Guard the last few times because I've been building things like the Leviathan and the Overlord for them. So I've wanted to get those out on the opportunities I have
They were
had to
the
play.
new toys.
They were the new toys. Although I still haven't got the Leviathan to table to play as yet, so that's going to be, once we're back into gaming in the shop, that's going to be our mission to get it done. Because I did have a gazebo hammer type game arranged with the sort of Dougie, Andy and that sort of crowd, but one thing and another it all fell through as adulting got in the way.
No games with Neil at all?
No, at the moment he's far too hectic at work. I'm managing to catch up with him for the roleplay that Titch runs for us on a sort of every other Thursday. But yeah, he's having crazy busy time at work at the moment, so it's sort of hit and miss whether he makes it along to that, and that's about his only free time at the moment. So no, we'll have to drag him back to that. He did say he was looking for a change of pace, so I shall get things underway for a game with him.
Well, the offer stands for a game.
Yes. The only problem with us getting a game is we're already chatting or doing stuff 2 or 3 nights a week. It's just like, right, when are we going to fit this in?
I know, that's the only issue.
And despite my wife having gone out to see family this evening, it's like, I think she does appreciate when I'm not stuck to this computer sometimes.
I know.
But yes, no, we'll definitely have to get a game. I guess we just record one for the stream, and
then we get a night off.
And then we can have a night off as well. Yes. But, yeah.
And then the stream gets to see all your big toys.
There is that as well. It'd be good for that. I'll have to remind myself what I actually gave them. Like, here's a bunch of things that we invented roughly. I'm sure the post is around somewhere still.
Oh, that's the guy who's... I found another one of these snotlings that I hadn't painted as well.
Oh no.
And it's like, that's fine, I'll get him another time. I'm not going to be fielding 10 snotlings at once. If I am...
Something's gone wrong for the rest of the team.
Yeah, exactly. Something's gone very wrong. I was tempted as well to, like, the only issue is I've only got a month to do it, and they've been sat up there since the game came out like last October, but I'm tempted to try and build my halflings and play them instead.
That would be cool. I mean, they're small, they shouldn't take that long to paint, right?
Do you see how long these bloody snotlings and augurs took me to paint?
There is that, but I think the trick is we've fallen into the habit with doing these hobby streams of only actually getting the paintbrushes out when we're on the stream.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you sort of found
like
a week where...
Where's my time
Yeah,
to
exactly.
actually do anything other than this? So, yeah, I suppose if I did have the time, I could probably... Well, if I did sit down and just paint them, I could probably get them done in a day. Well, I'd have to build them first. Kieran!
Yeah, let's get when you need him.
He's building Nick stuff. So
He does like a build.
that's why he does it on Valheim. Yeah, so he's so like I'd have to get him built. I've also got the tree man as well. So I'd have to get them built ready and painted, because otherwise I'm gonna lose fan factor in the league.
Yep.
Whereas these guys are painted, I'm gonna base them now. So these guys are ready. I got my orcs ready that I think I'm trying to convince Kieran Jenkins to borrow to play.
I haven't played Blood Boss since the old polystyrene board edition. It's I should probably definitely not dig out my old team, although I've probably still got them somewhere there, with sort of painted in the no, it would have been early 90s, but yeah, still.
You should join the league. Bring one of your old teams, it'll be fine.
Oh no, my old teams are the old metal humans and chaos humans, so I don't think I don't think they're a particularly viable, like, proper list anymore, so I'd have to look at one of the others, but
So I was looking at the, like, I know I bought the box off you already, but I was looking in the shop earlier at the box.
yeah.
And the box is such good value.
Oh, the two-player starter set,
yeah. Because, like, I was working it out whilst I was in the shop, and I think it's like, if you were to buy everything that comes in that box individually as they sell them,
yeah,
it comes to about £200.
blimey, it's like a 78 quid box, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's £75.50 in your shop.
Yeah, so it should be 85, but
so
right, painted the front of his base so that all the thing was running off the undercoat. So he's gonna have to sit there.
So like, yeah, because like, because the teams in there come with everything for a change. Like it comes with 2 big men and star players. It's a really good value box. So yeah.
No, I don't know. I'd be tempted, I think, to go dwarves just because, yeah, my dwarf meme thing.
I know someone who could probably lend you a dwarf team. It's not painted, or it's part painted.
But,
Adam's got one.
Is he not likely to play, or?
Nope. He won't play the game. He likes the idea of the game, but he won't join a league because he doesn't like that sort of thing. So like, he's not playing, but he has got an orc team, not an orc team, a dwarf team. Only problem is they're not painted, so you'd lose fan factor.
Yeah.
Which could mean that you lose gold in this edition, I think.
Yeah, no, I think if I was gonna do dwarfs, I'd because I quite enjoyed. I did a conversion from my friend Daniel over in America. He wanted a dwarf monk for D&D.
Yeah.
And I took one of the fire slayers and converted one up into, what's happened to his face? Into a sort of nunchuck wielding monk. So shaved all the sort of quiff off and bits like that. And I quite like the idea of a shaven hair dwarven team. But I don't know how easy it would be to do. I'd have to sort of refresh myself with how the box looks, or look at what I could make to do it. But
yeah, the problem I think you'd have with the box is, I think the dwarves, just because they dwarves, are pretty well armoured on their heads, apart from the
so it's a regular dwarf rather than a fire slayer style team.
But they've got like the fire slayer type as the what do they call them, troll slayer.
Yeah.
So you get 2 troll slayers in the box as well. So like, Blood Bowl's in that weird place where it's kind of more old fantasy
Yeah.
rather than Sigma. So it's like a mix of dwarves rather than being the new Caragons
stuff.
and things. But I think this kind of starting to slowly creep more towards the Sigma stuff, because like they've got rid of like Bretons and stuff. Like the new human team is kind of similar to what Bretons used to do,
Yeah.
but it's now called human nobility.
Yeah.
So I think that's them kind of like pushing it towards them away from Warhammer Fantasy.
Yeah, away from the old world and into the mortal realms.
Yeah, I almost bought a team picking Kieran up earlier.
The other problem is, as well as all these war games, I also want to play a bunch of board games. So I've really got my heart set on getting a game of the Red Alert game that we've got demo copy of open in the store. So that I quite fancy. Me and the staff have got a game of Charterstone half finished, which is a legacy sort of village building game, and obviously it'd be nice to get back to that at some point. Yes, there's a pile of things we want to do, but aren't yet at the point of doing so.
It's that thing of
I'd like some more time,
quick,
please.
we could do stuff.
Yes.
And then getting paralysed by choice. Okay.
Gonna get some bases on the rest of the miniatures. I discovered that I haven't actually grayed the bases, so I'm going to go administrate and grey across the bases, get them ready to go, and then so of the viewers then, Bloodguts and Gory said they're done painting at the moment because they were speed painting a sister's army. What's everyone else painting?
My cat hasn't reloaded since my nids are hibernating.
Oh no, that was an earlier comment, I think, possibly before you were even on. So I'm picking up an earlier thread because we've got more people watching than were at the point we had that chat. I thought, since we've been chatting about what we're painting, what we're playing, what are people looking forward to playing when the rules change, and what they're painting at the moment. And then if the chat really doesn't refresh, either everyone's turned off or our chat bot is broke. See who's paying attention. Oh. Starting to get a stiff back already, which is not a good sign.
Okay.
So
that brown draw, guys, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh well, I've got 11 nobblers painted. It's only that one that I haven't got painted.
Yeah, so you could have a full nobbler team then. Don't worry about the big ones. Just all nobblers all the time. Run them using the halfling rules. Done.
Where's my thinking of job?
There we are. Mathematico is painting a Thousand Suns Terminator. Part of a unit, or just a sort of last one to finish off, or just a test for when you get the new box? Excuse me, hiccuping away here.
He's got the
Start
he finally
collecting,
built his start collecting.
I'm getting all these miniatures out and I'm thinking, oh no, that's all these eyes I've got to do. And you know how much I hate eyes. I don't want more eyes. They can all be zombies. Glassy eyed scares. A comment on my painting skills, but my daughter had one of these sort of comics with a paint your own figure on the front. It's sort of like yay high. That's yay high, sort of Disney princess statuette, and she wanted me to paint it for her, so I painted it, and they've nicknamed it a Zombie Belle because apparently I've given it a really creepy expression. So yes, we have Zombie Belle. Painting test schemes on it. Gotcha.
Okay, so I'll put down some brown.
Yep.
Now, do I just do gravel? Some brown.
Don't know. Blood and Guts says he's lost sound. I'm still showing sound recording and sending. Ricky, can you give us a talk again?
Hello.
Yep, you're still showing up in the mixer, so sound should be going out. But if anyone else watching can't hear us, then they're not going to know to respond to this. So,
we've got a lot of background noise on the streams.
Ricky, can you give us a talk again?
Hello.
There we are. So no, still coming through on Ricky's phone. So I think it might just be you, Blood Guts and Glory. Sorry, chap.
Okay. So yeah.
But there we are. Cool. Yeah, the fact people are answering the question probably means they heard us. I got 3/4 of the way through asking that and thought, I should probably be typing this, shouldn't I? Consummate professionals. Harry Blooming Potter, your cape is too long. Right in the way of where I need to paint.
I'm having no luck with this glue today.
I don't even know what I've done with my super glue. I've been using it for repairing the kids' toys. So it's stashed somewhere else in the house, but not in my modelling things. So if I do actually need to fix anything, I'm stuffed. I'll just have to go back in the box to fix another day. On a computer gaming related note, my son's seen me playing at Valheim a few times, and he's like, Daddy, can I have a go? I'm like, it's probably a bit big for you, but it's not actually that blood and gutsy. It's quite abstract, and he's pretty. He's only 7, but he's got his head screwed on right. So I was like, "Oh, go on then. You can have a go." So we set him up a profile in his own little world today, and he's just having his first chop and thoroughly enjoying it. Although he's not quite ready to kill deer yet. Do I have to kill him? Like, if you want leather armor or boats, yes, you do. But I'll let him take that at the same time. He's thoroughly enjoying whacking greylings at the moment, and he's when he cuts trees down, he takes the stump out in case it turns into a greyling. So he's got his own little narrative going on with it as well.
All right, I was thinking, do they do that?
No, but it'd be awesome if they did. I imagine that's why in Valheim Grey Dwarfs are cross at everyone, because they are living trees, and we're just basically cutting down most of their friends.
Yeah, with the orcs and
yeah. Don't mind us, we just turned up to your place and we're just going to chop your trees down.
Some of these trees were my friends. Sorry, Treebeard. Odin needs us.
Stretch and move, stretch and move. It's important to keep moving around. I'm getting darker. I've just noticed I haven't got one of the main lights on. 2 seconds, I'll be right back.
With the gravel in your guts and the spit in the eye. I think this guy's name is going to be Sue.
Nice. An ogre called Sue. There's a song in that, I'm sure.
Oh, stupid.
Doesn't want to play, does it?
Oh, it was just me. The bag I've got, I thought I had some graveling, is a GW bases bag.
Yeah.
And obviously it's got holes in it.
Oh, no.
So, no, it's fine. It's just that as I poured it, trying to get it out,
it's all over the desk instead, is it?
No, there's a little bit on the desk, but it's mainly in the lid of my wet palette.
Don't.
Which is what I was do. I put the lid of my wet palette down for. It's just that it came out wet, not when I was expecting it. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna. Oh, hang on. I gotta get my phone. I'm gonna go on to close-up cam for people to tell me what they think.
Cool. I'll do the Discord wrangling. Plonk. Zoom in from that so you can see what he's talking about. You haven't got shoes.
Okay, so I can't hear you guys at the moment, but bear with me. Okay.
There we go, you should be along any second now. Dun, dun, dun. There you go, close-up camera's on.
There we go.
Oh, looking good. Yeah, that looks tidy.
So then obviously I'll put some, I'll just do blacker on the base.
Yep.
But yeah, do you think maybe a couple more rocks to bulk it up a bit?
Maybe vary that up between them, so maybe one wants a larger chunk of rock, one wants a bit more grass, one wants 2 or 3 rocks. That's where I'd put the variants in.
Okay, I'm gonna come back to
normal. Whoop. Oh, instead he's turned himself off. He'll be back in a second. I should probably work out how to make my phone do close-up cam, but then you guys would have to look at my models painted closely. And to be honest with you, they're better at arm's length.
There we go. So yeah, so like I've got, it's weird that they use like bits of cork for rocks.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm supposed to paint that, but it'll do anyway. It doesn't. If people say, "Oh, it doesn't look right," tough.
Cool. All right. So you guys get back out of the way. Let's get the rest of the spaces on. Do you realise, Ricky, we've been doing this hobby stream for nearly half a year now?
Oh, Kieran had stolen mud. Have we really? I did see today.
Because this would be like episode 22 or 23, but given that we've had a couple of week breaks between it when it was too hot or when one or both of us have been unavailable, yeah, it's nigh on half a year we've been doing it now.
And I did see on Facebook Memories that we're almost on a year since we did our first
VirtualCon.
Okay, so you've given me some Durham mud now. So I don't know whether to try doing that. On one arm.
I'd always be tempted to keep the the general base colour consistent, and then maybe use the Sterling Mud for sort of muddier patches on the base.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That was always going to be my plan, was to have like a patch of mud showing through the rocks.
Yeah.
So like that guy has got full coverage, which means like maybe one of these guys will have a patch on the edge and the other one will have, which could have a little bit more grass around that then, because there's a bit of mud there.
Yeah.
And then kind of go along that, like mix it up a bit.
Yeah. Coherent but variant will be good
Yeah.
look, I think. Right.
That guy's going to be my run punter, so I won't put it on him as much.
Do they still use the colour coding on the bases for position, or is it just by miniature pose these days? Because I remember the second edition set had like coloured rings you could snap onto the bases.
So you can, a lot of places sell those as like additions that you can buy, kind of thing. Like third party mainly, but so like people have kept it alive, but it's not something that is necessary to play.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Because I guess if teams have got things that aren't blitzers or catchers or throwers, then yeah, it makes sense to have them in different things. But yeah, that was showing my when I last actually played stripes properly.
The all of the teams usually come with like the transfers to put on the bases, so that you can label them up as blitzer, gutter runner,
Yeah,
and all of that sort of thing. So it is still a thing,
yeah.
but
I just think maybe you could go your base rims in those colours to make it easier for your opponents as well.
yeah. Nick was saying earlier that he's I think he's buying STLs or back in STLs to possibly use
Yeah.
or nameplates for his bases.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah,
So,
3D
like-
3D printing seem to be going on exponentially at the moment, doesn't it? It's
yeah,
better and
I
better every time
jokingly
you
said
turn
to
around.
some people, said to like Kieran and Chris last week that we should go halfers on one.
Well, I think it's going to hit a point. It's got to hit a point where they're going to get fast enough and good enough that maybe 10, 15 years down the line, you won't go to a Games Workshop shop and buy a box of models. You'll go in and go, I'd like this, and they'll print it for you there and there on the spot. I can really see that actually turning into the way it runs.
That'd be a cool way for it to run. I think the problem you get with a company like for a company like Games Workshop, not because, but if they were doing it like that, all it takes is one disgruntled employee to release the STL onto the wrong site, and then you're printing legitimate
Yeah.
copies.
I mean, I guess that's still, I suppose it depends on how they had their hardware configured. You probably wouldn't put the live files out. You'd have a network
I
printer.
just realised that I'm sat way back doing all of this.
This is probably why my back is hurting, because I'm
Yeah,
Paint-
it's one of those
painting
things
into
where
the camera,
when you
but-
can't concentrate, then you tend to pull into yourself, don't you?
for stability.
I can't see the chat now.
I'm blaming you, Ricky. I've basically ended up turning this into a basing session myself now. And I paint a million bases grey. Sam's saying in the chat that she still thinks clean cat litter might be a good source of basing material and basing rocks.
Yeah, I haven't got a cat, so I'd have to just buy cat litter, and it comes in massive bags.
I've got a cat, but he just goes in the garden, so...
I suppose I could go, Adam, let me use Squeaky's toilet. Not actually used stuff.
Yeah, definitely not the used stuff. Oh, my cat was a charming beast yesterday. I thought he'd come to see me while I was sat doing bits and bobs at the computer late last night. And no, instead he perched himself atop the dishwasher, assumed a serious expression, and then yacked up a huge herbal and most of his dinner right down the side of the dishwasher. I was like, thanks, puss. It's just what you need. Just before you go to bed. So I made the mistake.
It's like, oh, Simon seems content there.
Yes, he looks like he hasn't got quite enough to do. Hasn't been groomed out quite enough today. Let's fix that for him.
So, we are busy as well. Like we mentioned that we've been busy doing all of this stuff for the stream, but we are actually busy trying to sort out when we can actually have a real con again.
Indeed, wheels are in motion, games are afoot, and...
Make sure you're following us on all of the socials so that you will be one of the first people to know when things are happening.
And yeah, hopefully within the next month or two we should have some news on that front to share. Maybe even sooner if we're lucky, but yes, irons are in the fire and plans are being
Fires
made.
are in the iron.
Finally, the iron's on fire, quick run.
Didn't work as well as I planned.
What way are we going on that one? I'm just wondering, the other thing we've got to have a look at for these sort of streams is seeing if we've got another way other than Discord of capturing the video so that we can maybe have the other cam going and inset, but yeah, it's one of those things we just never seem to have the time to do all of the bits and the day job and the other bits as well. Right, so you need shoes. Right, you need shoes.
I gotta go and get something like a cloth or something.
No worries.
I will be back shortly.
Cool. Right. Death Eater is not painted. Death Eater is not painted. Death Eater is not painted. We're gonna go. The other downside of me doing all these Harry Potter miniatures for the wife is I'm learning more about Harry Potter than I ever cared to. I think I've only watched half of one of the films and read the books, but not really a fan. So yes, I've ended up osmosis learning bits about it as I paint these, and also my son's quite into his Harry Potter and my daughter's getting that way as well, so yes, I will soon have a PhD in Harry Potter studies, whether I want to or not.
I'm back.
Hello.
Yeah, so Blood Guts and Glory has said that they use Discord for podcast. Do you want to tell us the podcast name? We're happy to give it a plug. And I wouldn't mind listening. I like wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, Discord does the job. It's useful
And
for playing games, and it's a darn sight easier than Teams or Zoom or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
that was the big sell point, wasn't it? That we had a nightmare this time last year when we tried to use Zoom, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
On the
for the first
first
virtual con.
virtual con.
Yeah, and to be fair, we haven't had any real glitches from Discord's end at all, have we? So it's done the job. It's just trying to sort of up our game into slightly more professional production methods as we do it. We're sort of banging up against the limits of free technology. I've also found a load of spiders I haven't painted. Damn.
Okay, so anyone listening who's into wrestling, check out Blood, Guts and Glory, wrestling podcast called Grappling with Middle Age on YouTube.
Nice name.
Yeah, that is a really cool name as well. Very touching, fitting for if I was to watch it. Need work on bugs, but it'll get there. And that's it. Like, if you go back and watch what we produced last August compared to what we're producing now, even though we've still got plenty of room for improvement, we are like 100 times better than where we were just this time last year.
Yeah. And obviously we'd rather be doing real events than this anyway, but some of this is actually doing the sort of community engagement stuff that we aim to do with the con. So even though sort of our first love is real shows, I can see this sort of virtual side of things carrying on as well, because it's a nice platform to engage with people with. It'll be good for sort of in the run up to physical events, introducing some of the guests ahead of time and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's I think it might be the way in the future.
Yeah, I think it's been pretty good.
Well, we're still here and doing it, so we must be doing something all right.
Or we just stubborn.
Yeah, or that as well. All of the doggos. Right, which means my actual to paint pile is down to 4 Death Eaters and half a dozen Spider Swarms, which isn't too bad.
Oh, no, to me that sounds like hell.
But yeah, because all these guys are at the point where I'm ready to start putting eyes and washes and bits and bobs on them. So I think one more session on these, and some of them need their wands painted as well. Most of them need their wands painted. That might be my next job to do. But yeah, they're much further on than I remembered them being, so the end is in sight. And then I'll get on with painting the rest of my squat counts as stormtroopers, because they've fallen by the wayside a little. I actually took them off my painting board and put them back in the box, so I finally admitted to myself they weren't getting done anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly do that again
Do a camera right
to show the pile of plague over on that chest of drawers.
I must paint all of these bits.
That stare at me as I'm working on this stuff. It's like, yeah, sorry, Papa Nerdle.
Right then. Shall we do the Death Eaters or show? No, let's push on with these guys. Black first. Where's my black? There we go. Right, smaller brush. We just sort of planning ahead. We're looking at a half line finish on this. Though I don't have my blacks run out. or are we planning on making it a bit of a longer one or a shorter one this evening? What's the thing?
I'm happy for a 9:30 tonight.
That works for me.
I've been to the actual office today, so.
Ooh, so real people breathed real stink.
That means it's effort.
Is it good to be in, or just effort?
I gotta say, when I get there, I'm fine, and I like seeing people. Like I am a people person, so like I do like seeing people. But the idea, the leaving the house bit these days is hard.
Yeah.
Because it's like the commute and all of that bit is the bit that I don't like anymore. And I do miss people, I gotta say.
Yeah, it was such a change when we were able to have people back in and browsing in the shop rather than just sort of doing over-the-counter sales. Made such a difference. You could see it. All the stuff would just say, "Yay, actual people."
I know, and like mentioned, we've been talking about coming in on Saturday.
Yeah.
And doing like Blood Bowl rules refresh for some people.
Cool.
And
fair warning, this Saturday is likely to be fairly busy because it's our first day open.
That's what we were like. We're gonna play it by ear to see how busy it's gonna be, but it was that thing of.
I'll say if you were going to do it, I'd aim evening rather than day because we're going to have a lot of card gamers who've missed their tournaments.
I got to come down to pick Kieran up anyway, haven't I?
Yeah, true enough.
So yeah. We were going to play it by ear, but Sam was saying she's looking forward to having the hustle and, to it being busy and having the hustle and bustle of people in the shop again.
Yeah, it's the shop sounds different with people in it. That black has pretty much had it. It's a bad time and I need it. We've both got our concentrating sounds on, so if anyone's wondering, no, we haven't lost audio, we're just both concentrating really, really hard.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out how to pick up this gravel to get on the base. Base.
Dum, 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 dum. Alright, that's just what drives past the shop every couple of days. You know it's a good painting session when you realise you've forgotten to drink half your beer. Stevens. You need hands as well. And what was I thinking with him? Poor Malfoy. Grey and pasty hands. How would you ever bully anyone like that?
Oh, I'm liking the look of these guys.
Yeah, a good base on something really does make the difference, doesn't it?
I will, before we go off, I will just put the camera back on briefly to go back to my phone camera to just show the stuff that I've done with it.
Cool. Oh, for those of you who missed it, on Monday we ran an interview with Emma Vicelli that Ricky and Adam did, that we'd pre-recorded, and it was a really good interview, so one of our longer interviews yet, and well worth the time to watch it. So is that finished uploading now, Ricky, or is that on the queue for uploads?
It is uploaded. I need someone to go in and tag it.
Cool. So
Hint,
that,
hint.
hint. No worries. So, yeah.
Yeah, it needs tagging, and the Dan Abnett one is there.
Cool. So as soon as one of us has done that, and from the hints, I'm guessing that's me.
Oh no, I know that Sam's watching.
Oh, there we are. Cool. Yeah. If Sam feels the
Sorry,
urge.
Sam.
Yeah. As soon as that's done, then that'll be up on our YouTube channel. I will just grab you the link now while Ricky's
I did watch something on our YouTube channel myself earlier.
Oh,
I was watching Kieran play Chris when everyone left the office. I put it on because there's no one around, and I put it on as background noise. So I had Kieran playing Chris in Blood Bowl.
Nice.
As my friends in the office when I was the only person left.
No. Who won in the end?
I didn't get to the end of it. It was... I don't know what that emoji is, sorry. Yeah,
I'd imagine that's what you cheeky get for telling me to go and tag a video emoji. Taking a while, I guess.
probably.
Wand. So you're saying add it on in the office?
Yeah, just the background noise basically as I was doing some filing, and like, yeah, I was that thing of watching it and wanting to tell them what they had done. Well, and I told Kieran I wanted to tell him.
Yep.
I told Kieran when I picked him up, I wanted both to teach him, but also not teach him because I want to still be able to beat him at something.
I guess tell him if he's making a rules mistake, but not if he's making a tactics mistake. Show him that the hard way.
But he did just lend me his Sterling mud.
Oh, first break is free then.
Yeah, I did tell him anyway. So.
I've just headbutted my camera stand at Al.
Okay, so.
Oh man, I've just remembered Hermione's scarf needs loads of yellow on it as well. That's gonna suck. Part of me regrets not having painted the whole thing yellow and then put the red on over the top. But you need a chocolate cake. You've got a wand. You need a wand. I don't know if anyone else does this. I tend to leave what I've been painting the night before out just to show off to the family, because even if they're not 100% interested in what I'm doing, I'm like, look, I did things.
My family don't really care, apart from Kieran, but I go down and use his light after we finish the stream, so he sees it anyway.
The mystery emoji was a bowing for forgiveness one.
I guess, yes, master, kind of bow then, she means.
Yeah.
And I'm not being, I'm trying not to be like, I don't want to be like that. It was just like, every time, I've been trying to upload those bloody videos all week, and I just haven't had a chance.
Oh, done the last Pathfinder one we did, I had to render twice, because it got 98% of the way through, and then just fell over. And I was like, no, and it didn't even fall over properly, so it basically just started its own render count again. I was like, no, I'm going to have to cancel it and make it do it again. Sad times. He's got his cake. At least I assume it's a cake. If it's a mushroom.
Blood and Guts leaves his models on the desk, and his wife tells him to clean up.
Oh yeah, well, if I don't move all this, the kids don't get breakfast. So basically, I will tend to make a nice little stack, leave something in the middle, and put the bulk of it away. But Yeah. Ow. Right. Go on, let's try the yellow. Able and Sunset, are you my friend this evening? Let's see.
Back into concentration mode.
Funnily enough, my cat usually leaves the models alone. He'll have a sniff as he walks past, but he's yet to knock anything over. I think he might have stepped on the Skyrim ones once or twice, but that's because they were on his bit at the top of the fridge. So, I'll give him that one.
You'll forgive him for that, is it?
Yeah. Claim it as my fault. The Avon Sunset has sufficient coverage to get over this red. That's just the actual painting. Straight stripes on a wavy scarf.
I do tend to leave my models when I'm painting out to stare at me and make me feel bad about not painting.
Guilt yourself into finishing it.
I'm sorry, Papa Devil. Like, as much as I always complain about painting, I do like a base.
Well, that's the other thing is, as much as you complain about painting, you're getting quite good at it, and you should be proud of the things you're producing with it. It's,
Yeah, I still like look at some of the things, and like some of these guys, some of the bits on them I think, oh yeah, that's good. I think that's a good job. And then I look at other bits on them and think, oh, that looks ropey.
I guess that it's what everyone else will notice as well. It's what I always tell customers is view your own painting from arm's length, because that's about as close as most people will ever see what you've painted.
Yeah, but I post everything for the content. So.
Oh, I hate strips. Probably should have planned them out and masked them off rather than just freehanding them straight on, but.
So, like, I am now in that predicament with the Noblars.
Yep.
They're not going to be on the pitch long. Do I just do the gravel? Because I could get all of this finished by today then.
Well, if you do the gravel first, then you can always go back and chuck other bits at them if they need it, can't you? Or if you decide that they deserve it after a good performance another time.
I could do. Aye. But I'm liking how these augers are looking, I think.
Emergency. I managed to get some paint on her skirt. Apologies if you get the background seagull noise. Got the door wide open because it's thoroughly too hot still. We're not even back into heatwave temperatures yet.
Oh, I wouldn't be here, I don't think, if it was heatwave temperatures.
I think too hot to paint is a good rule.
Yeah. When it's drying before you can put it on the model,
Yeah.
that's a good rule. Okay, those guys are looking pretty fine, I think. All I'll have to do with them now, really, is put numbers and stuff on them and
Nice.
name them. I do have to build the solo auger that comes with that.
Oh, the original standalone in the box guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got him free with the Blood Bowl 2020 box set.
Cool.
So you can field 6 augers in a team.
Yeah.
So I gotta build him to have 5 augers on my team. So I do need to build and paint him, but I think that will be an off-stream thing. Because I'm probably gonna go back to I want to get the Box Ghosts done,
Yeah.
which is weird because I don't even collect that army.
But they could be a good kill team for us.
I was gonna just bring him back to the shop to go in that cabinet that Sam got her cogger off in.
Yeah, that could also work. But then they'll be there at the shop when you decide to play kill team. Still no news of when kill team's actually coming, by the way. It's when I guess Warhammer Community will keep teasing it, and then we might
I
get
know.
the customary week's notice before we have to disappoint everyone for not getting any.
Oh, I'm expecting like a expensive time ahead between, well, just for orcs basically, because that kill team,
Yeah.
is gonna have the new plastic commandos kit, which we don't know how long that's going to. Kieran said he's found out shading the blue is pointless on his Terminator, I'm guessing. Yeah, but the new Commandos kit, and would you believe it? The Commandos seem to be like a really must include in the new codex.
Oh, crazy.
When they release in a new kit that you can only get in a box set for the moment.
It's, unsurprising.
Yeah, so
There we are. For a 5-minute freehand job, I'm calling that a win, actually. Let me get her to zoom in. I will get the focus settings on it right, but boom, out.
me and Kieran were saying on the way back from the shop earlier that we need to get a studio with a
Yes.
decent camera.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, isn't it? Is if we're doing more and more of this stuff, we probably should. But if we're sort of tapering it down to a sort of maintenance level other than at show times, then it's sort of one of those. Do you want to invest in it all?
Yeah.
It's sort of tricky.
Maybe see how next year goes, innit?
Yeah, let's get 2022 out of the way and
Yeah.
work it out. But if hopefully things will be more back to normal and we can keep this going. I mean it'd be nice to have somewhere to do it all. And Sam's just saying the old Orc Commandos box sets are no longer available online, which means they've definitely discontinued the old kit, which means it's likely there's a new kit coming relatively soon.
Do you think it's coming relatively soon, or do you reckon? Because like there was a big chunk between Saga of the Beast and Gazgal and Makari actually coming out. And Ragnar.
I'd call it 2 weeks. 2 months. Sorry, not 2 weeks. 2 weeks is crazy. 2 months would be my gut guess.
Like that kit, like that whole kill team box does look pretty good.
It does. I just hope they've made enough of it.
It's like between.
Sam's putting a bet in for October.
Yeah. Do you reckon they're gonna hold off on the actual Codex release until October, or do you reckon we're gonna get it sooner?
I can see that being not more than a few weeks after the
Early
thing.
nights, is it?
Yeah, it would make sense for them to. But then it seemed to be quite a while between the Sisters box and the
Codex.
Codex. Sorry, I've got my concentrating voice back on because I'm starting in on the eyes, even though we've only got a couple of minutes left. Maybe I'll just do Ron's eyes and painted his nose instead. Idiota. Yeah, let's not do that now.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see how they go about it.
Well, so for people people who are watching and looking to see what else we're doing this week, on Friday we have another session of the Pathfinder Skulls and Shackles campaign that we're playing through. We've decided to go to a weekly schedule while we've all got the time for it, because since there's 5 players now, it means that even if one player's got to skip for any given reason for a week, it means we can keep the thing moving on through. So that's coming up on Friday. Are Kieran and Chris running anything on Sunday again?
Yeah, I think they're playing some more Blood Bowl
Playing
on
some more
Sunday.
Blood Bowl on Sunday. Excellent. And then I don't believe we have a guest lined up for Monday. Is that right?
We do.
We do. Oh,
Justin Castaneda.
Ah, cool. So he's coming back again, is he?
Yes. So he's currently got his Kickstarter. It's already fully funded, but he's hoping to make a cardboard book. No, one of the kids' books, cardboard pages. So he's got it funded to make it as a paperback, saddle stitch paperback at the moment.
Yeah.
But if you carry on donating, when he gets to enough money to actually do it as a cardboard, that's the aim.
Yeah.
He's coming on Monday. He's going to be sketching away again. So if you've got any suggestions, send them in and stuff. Because it's always that first bit where you're waiting for a suggestion and you'll get Adam suggesting something again otherwise.
Yep.
So if you want to,
he was good fun last. Oh, what?
Yeah.
I was going to go with controversial. See if he'll do any 40k fan art.
Oh, you want to get us taken off your head, you?
Well, if we're not making any money out of it, then I figure we're right, because we're not deriving any income from the thing. We don't get advertising income. We don't get things. So, as I understand, I feel, we'd probably be all right there, because no one's deriving a benefit. But yes,
going to be once in it. So
yeah. But no, maybe only parody art if you're going down that route. Yes, just seen another viewer add on. I'm just wondering whether that's the GW lawyers tuning in because they heard us. It's like, click, right.
they talking about 40k.
Quick, get them.
Yeah, it's like text to speech has decided to call it a day, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I've had the chat with this with a couple of customers now, and I sort of get where GW are coming from, because it's not like it was an entirely small concern that made no money. It was something that was deriving a fair amount of Patreon and advertising revenue, so it sort of makes sense they'd be sort of heading down the C&D route with it. And
he hasn't been cease and desisted yet.
No,
he's just doing it because they've come out and said, right, this is our new policy going forward.
Yeah.
No, stop it.
Yeah.
So to be fair, you went, okay, I'm stopping it.
Yeah, but the other thing is GW have been doing that as their policy for years anyway, because, you look at turn signals on a Land Raider, which is now on their site, or was for a while. That was a thing that they C&D'd 10, 15 years back. In its original webcomic format, and then they sort of got enough of a management change through, I guess they thought, actually, do you know what, that would be a good thing to have, and talked nicely to the person and got him to come work for them. So I'm wondering whether it's more of a sort of defend the ground before doing more stuff rather than just an outright meaniness.
Oh, well, I think it's an outright meaniness, to be fair. I don't want... Like, I get where they're coming from, and I understand. And, like, part of copyright law is protecting your own copyright.
Yeah.
It's on you to go out and say, hang on, that's ours. But it's like, I get where they're coming from that way. But it's, they've signed up a load of the people who did fan animation.
Yeah.
Like the Space Marine one. And they're going to be on their streaming service. So, yeah, they're gonna do this to make people want to buy their streaming service. I know that it's made them unpopular in the short run. But, with everyone calling for boycotts, in those streams, in those comment sections where people are calling for boycotts, you've also got people going, I've supported this company for 30 years, you're not going to stop me supporting them now.
Yeah, I mean, cancel culture only goes so far, and it's, I mean, if they got away with the transition from fantasy to Age of Sigmar and sort of survived the people burning their armies literally in the streets, then I think they'll survive this as well, because it's
I know.
But I think they haven't.
People don't like change.
Yeah, people don't like change, but also GW haven't crossed any of the bad lines at the moment. So they've not been sort of outed as a racist or a sort of homophobe or anything like that. So the stuff that normally would sort of trigger the cancel culture purges, quite rightly perhaps, isn't in play in this one. This is just them defending their IP with slightly more vigour than perhaps is necessary. And yeah, hopefully they'll storm in a teacup, it'll pass. People will get used to the new idea. The streaming thing won't necessarily work as well, and they'll start doing it anymore.
I watch a battle report channel called Tabletop Titans.
Yeah.
And like one of the guys in there always says when this sort of thing kicks off, he goes, look, Games Workshop are first and foremost a model company. The rules are incidental. The rules are there to make you buy the models. So like when they're doing this stuff, it's because of that.
Yeah.
They're there to make money, because like he's also on about the beast snaggers and people going, these, and he went, look, they did it 5 years ago with the Space Marines. They don't want to upset people straight off the bat, so they'll keep printing rules for boys. It's just it'll eventually get you to a point where you're saying, I want more beast snagger sized boys instead of regular boys.
And also
like people are with like Primaris.
By process of rules guidance, it'll be people will be like, it doesn't make sense to take these naff old models they make. Why don't I take some of these nice new ones that cost a little bit more?
Yeah, basically, innit?
But
I do get it. I just and I'm new to the hobby, like so I still count myself as new to the hobby. I've only been playing 2 years, not including the last year.
True, but you've also been through X-Wing Edition change as well, so you've sort of seen it from the other end.
Oh yeah, but that
as well.
was like a shock to the system because I hadn't been through a Warhammer
change at that point. Yeah,
change at that point, and like I remember the Warhammer players in X-Wing going, "The sky isn't falling, guys. They just change a couple of things up, it'll be fine," and I stopped playing X-Wing. Not because of second edition. It just happened that that's when I started. It's cool. I burnt myself out on X-Wing.
Yeah.
Because with X-Wing, the hobby is just playing the game, which is cool. But you're more likely to burn yourself out with 40k. As you've got all these incidental parts of the hobby, like
the building, the painting, the
painting, all the bits I don't like.
I don't know. Saying that though, there's some of the X-wing players out there do some fine conversion work. So no, Miles does a fair few lovely repaints. There's a guy called Mike. I see on the Store X-wing group quite a lot. Does nice repaints on his ships as well. So there is the scope to do the painting if that's where your hobby's
but
at.
at that point I wasn't. Like, the reason X-wing was called to me was because there was no building or painting.
Yes.
So, like, at that point, that was why I played X-wing. I know I've built and painted a bit more since, but I can't get enough of this bloody. It seems to be just about enough to get on this base. I can't scoop it up.
Oh no.
I've got gravel all over my desk anyway.
Gonna be standing on it for weeks. Right, yeah, we got halfway through the what's coming next, then we distracted ourselves. Well, I distracted us with the whole what should we get Justin to draw. So Justin's coming back on to promote his Kickstarter, do some sketching, and generally be an all-round nice fella. Which is good, so that'll be fun on Monday, and that takes us back round to Wednesday.
Where we will be back doing this again.
Yes, indeed.
I'll be back with Gaunt's Ghosts, probably.
I might take a break from Harry Potter next week, because it can't be terribly interesting watching me put Null on bases all week. So yeah, I'll find something that I need to paint that I haven't yet painted. I might take the Knight back out, actually, because he's sat in my kitchen waiting for me to put
I still
paint on
need
him.
to get around to doing my Chaos Knights.
I actually bought more bought more Balthazar Gold as well. So yes, so interviews, Pathfinder, Blood Bowl, plenty of things on the stream. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel. You're already watching us on Twitch, so make sure you give us a follow on the other socials.
And Discord, join us in Discord. You'll see photos of what we've painted on there, along with chats on all kinds of geeky stuff. So until next time,